Hey guys, so I decided to do this new video series thing where I noticed I've been doing this in a few of my past videos, and where I would talk about how I would do video games and movies if I ran them, or TV shows. And so I decided I'm gonna dedicate entire videos to doing this. Today's TV show I'm going to be talking about is Constantine. Now, if you don't know what Constantine is, look up their YouTube channel. It is awesome. The show looks epic. The music is sweet. And I'm going to need to change this back. Light. Medium. Hard. No, I think it's A, X, Y, B, interact, RB, LB, LG. Okay, that looks good. And set this back to normal. Okay, let's head up there. So, Constantine. Oh, no. Here we go. So, Constantine, a great looks like it's gonna be a great show. Great music, a mix between rock and very creepy orchestra. Really cool. And so, what I'm thinking of is having if any of you have seen Smallville, it's sort of like how Smallville did the Justice League. How they introduced each character in a separate episode and then brought them all together for one big episode. I have these messed up, sorry. Get light. Okay. So, you bring in each of the characters and then you have a big episode with them all together. No. And so, I'm going to be going through how I would do the JLD in Constantine. First episode, A Dead Man's Vengeance. So, there's this circus where a man was killed, an acrobat. Well, that was 2 months ago. And the circus was sold, and the new guy wants to move. Well, once they start packing stuff up, they start getting haunted. So they call in Constantine to help. Now, while Constantine is trying to help, he gets possessed. Now, because Constantine has had his mind prepared for this, his body enters sort of a coma state, and both him and Deadman are stuck on this psychic plane. Now, on this psychic plane, Deadman tells Constantine his story, and they come up with this plan, ordeal. Constantine will get Deadman out of the circus and go get revenge on the man who killed him. And in exchange, he will use some of his ghost illusion shape-shifting to make the exorcism look spectacular, so that Constantine will get more money. Because he feels that if it doesn't look spectacular, he won't get money. So, they go, they find the man, kill him, they have the big, cool exorcism as the climax, and that episode is done. Deadman's like, hey, if you need my help, just call me, I'll be there. Well, that's the first episode. The next episode follows Constantine and Zatanna. Now, Constantine knew Zatanna because of her father, Zatara. Because Zatara, Constantine, and this man named Necro worked to get work together. Now, if you are actually reading the this JLD series and you have not gotten to the part of the magical book war or whatever it's called, then I'm gonna have some spoilers for you. So just be warned. So there's this shadow monster in London. Zatanna has brought her show up to investigate it. And, well, Constantine doesn't really care about the shadow monster, but he likes Zatanna, so he helps her out. And throughout the episode, you have flashbacks to him when he starts dating Zatanna, and spoilers, when he kills Necro. And so that's that episode. They defeat the shadow monster and they move on. Next episode. Now, this episode might not work because I have not read any of the Frankenstein and the Agents of S.H.A.D.E. because there's no way where I can read that. But this is what I think could happen. So, what happens is that the S.H.A.D.E., probably a mystical agency, which is what I'm guessing, has been getting a lot of thefts recently. Ooh, I just saw this one. By a man named Felix Faust. Or they give him the nickname Faust after the character okay, the type of character that's seen in stories called a Faust, who makes a deal with the devil, or a devil-like character. So, Faust starts stealing stuff, and well, so S.H.A.D.E. sets up this sort of like trap for him, laying out some magical bait. But unfortunately, Constantine takes the bait. And while Constantine gets arrested by S.H.A.D.E., he managed to convince the leader of S.H.A.D.E., Frankenstein, who's a really cool character actually. He manages to convince him that he's not the one stealing the artifacts, and he teams up with Frankenstein to catch Faust. Well, they find Faust, kill him, and Constantine walks away, and though Frankenstein doesn't initially know this, Constantine still has the magical item. Well, that's episode 3. Episode 4, let me think, which one's episode 4? Who else is left? I actually think that's good for this point. Oh, right, Xanadu. Now, Xanadu won't have an episode of her own. If you don't know who she is this fortune teller, psychic lady, uses a lot of tarot cards, whatever you call them. I'm going to call them tarot. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but that's what I'm going to do. And while she has a lot of like cards that represent superheroes. Like instead of having the king, she'll have the boy who's Shazam. Stuff like that. And well, while they're doing this, she'll come up in like random episodes as like cameos. Like, just come up at the end of the episode and talk and give like little hints to what's coming. Little subtle hints, like maybe saying the Abomination and the Con Man have teamed up. So that means the war will be coming soon. Or something like that. And well, now, also in this show, they mention Argus, or something similar to Argus, led by Steve Trevor, or again, somebody similar to Steve Trevor. Like, not actually led, but he's their connection to it. And also throughout this series, they'll have some references to Dr. Mist. They'll talk about him as like a great sorcerer and stuff like that. So, then comes the big episode. The episode I call Tome War. Now, Tome War is basically taking Volume 4, I think it is, of JLD, and making it the origins story of the JLD. Now, what happens is that Steve Trevor, or whoever they choose to take his place, for August, or whoever they choose to take that place, comes up to Constantine and says, hey, this Dr. Mist has been captured by Felix Faust, the guy you killed. He's come back from the dead somehow. And, well, he's raised an army in South Africa, and we sent Dr. Mist to stop him, well, and find whatever magical item he's holding, because he's holding something really powerful. You find him, you find Dr. Mist, save him, and figure out what this magical item is, and I'll pay you. In 2 parts. Before the mission, I will give you what is called the House of Mystery. Now, there's 2 houses. I think they're called the House of Mystery and the House of Destiny. They exist in this plane that can, like, transport between different places in the earth, and there's nothing else in the plane except for the other house. And also, if anybody you can invite anybody to be in the house, and they'll just teleport there. So, what happens is that he sees the giant arm, and afterwards, okay, so, Steve Trevor tells him that he can have access to the Black Room. The Black Room is where they hide all their mystical artifacts. He can have one thing from the Black Room. Well, so Constantine, spies on Faust and sees that he can't take the entire army on his own. So, he decides to call in the favorites. He calls in Zatanna, Frankenstein, and Deadman. And so, maybe the vampire guy who was in the team for a while, maybe he can join him. Oh, and also Steve Trevor gives him a shield, no, not shield, an Argus operative named Black Orchid, so that she can keep an eye on them. And, well, and her priority is Dr. Mist. She's Dr. Mist's partner. And, well, he calls all these people to his house, which comes with a demon butler, which is always a plus. And, well, they go and get Felix Faust. And they find the device. They stop Felix Faust. Don't kill him, just stop him. Rescue Dr. Mist and get the item. Now, the item, they didn't know this, is a map to the magical tomes. Now, in the comic books, they were called the Books of Magic, but I call them the magical tomes, so that the episode can be called the Tome War, which I think sounds cool. Book out. Fire me dice. Ow. Okay, so the Tome War. And so they find this book which shows them that they can go to find these books. To find the books of magic. The Book of Life, the Book of Death, the Book of Order, and the Book of Chaos. And they each take one. Or they make a deal to take it. Dr. Mist agrees to take the Book of Life. Deadman doesn't need it. Zatanna gets the Book of death, I think. Right. Frankenstein and Shade get the Book of Order, and Constantine gets the Book of Chaos. That's their deal. Well, the problem happens when they're traveling through the realm. They get stopped by the House of Destiny. Now, the House of Destiny is getting piloted by... Oh, I forgot to say this before. It's probably a little late now, but spoilers for JLD fans, if you haven't gotten to this point yet. So, okay. So, so this house is piloted by, surprise, surprise, Necro. The guy that was killed. No. Necro is working with Felix Faust and Dr. Mist. Now, Dr. Mist uses magic to turn the demon butler back into a regular demon. So he tries to kill everybody, and Dr. Mist gets away with the books. Because he needs the Book of Life to bring back his dead wife. And he believes that Necro was the best way to do that. And well, Constantine managed to escape the demon, get his team together, and then follow Necro to the place of the 4 books, which is in like the Antarctic with these 4 giant ice pillars. And there's this big war over the over who gets them, and eventually Constantine's side wins, killing Necro and Faust, trapping Faust in hell, and arresting Mist. Because Frankenstein has a huge thing. Frankenstein wants things to be done by Shade's rules. Because Shade has very distinct rules. And well, Frankenstein manages to convince everybody to give up their claim to the books, and so that they can just leave the books and have them protected by Shade. Constantine doesn't want to do this at first, but when everybody turns against him and says, "You do this or you die," he didn't have any choice. And so that is Constantine, the Tome War. I hope you guys watch. I'm going to be doing more of these videos. I hope you like them. But even if you don't, I'm going to keep doing them just because I really want to get this kind of stuff to just talk about it, because I can't really talk about these to a lot of people. I think they sound really cool. So, thanks for watching, you guys. See you next time.